Hi, I'm Alicia. In this video, we are going to be doing a seated chair practice with a focus on felt sense or somatic movement where we feel and really bring our attention to each sensation or stretch we feel. So coming up tall in your chair, let your hands rest to your thighs and close your eyes. Bringing your attention to your breath, just feel it come and go. Don't try to change it. Notice where your breath expansion tends to go each time you breathe in. And each time you breathe out, see if you can soften your shoulders. Using a specific exhale, we're going to breathe out through pursed lips like you're blowing through a straw. So round your lips, inhale through your nose, exhale, cocky exhalation. Do it 2 more times. One more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, cocky exhalation. Cocky means bird's beak. So that's a bird's beak breath, or straw breath as it's more widely known here in the West. All right. We're going to change the focus to the inhale now. Each time you inhale, see if you can feel your breath expansion move down through your lower body from your rib cage down through your hips. Let your belly expand like a balloon. Exhale through the nose, let your body soften. So a couple of breaths like this. Keep breathing. Both the cocky exhalation and this full body breath are very calming to the nervous system. Let's take one more full body breath in. Feel that expansion. Cocky exhale, pursed lips. All right, bringing the arms down alongside the body. You might come a little closer to the front of your chair so that you are able to move around more easily. We're going to move into seated series, at least that's what I call it. Inhale, reach around and up. Feel the stretch up through your ribs, your arms. Exhale, float your arms back down. Try to match the length of the breath to the movement. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more like this. Inhaling and exhaling. Changing it up a little, I'd like you to inhale, bring your arms up to letter T shape. And then exhale, bring your right arm over. Inhale, back to the letter T. Exhale, left arm. So each time you inhale, try to match the length to the movement. As you exhale, same thing, but feel whatever you feel. Maybe it's a stretch through the ribs. Maybe it's a stretch through the low side or the shoulder. Maybe it's all of the above. Go one more time to each side. Inhale up to your letter T. Exhale, bring your hands down to your legs. Take a breath in through the nose, cocky breath out. Moving into a seated twist, I'd like you to step the right side of your seat back. It's like taking a step with that side of your pelvis. And then turn. Sit up tall here. Feel like you lengthen. Peek around gently and breathe. It's a little harder to breathe fully in a twist, but do your best. Keeping your body here, I'd like you to inhale and turn just your head. To any degree that it's comfortable, feel a little stretch and then exhale, look back. Inhaling, turning to look, exhaling back. One more time, inhale and exhale. Go ahead and unwind back to center, even out through your seat. And now we'll step the left side of the seat back, turn, sit up very tall, and breathe. Feel that expansion of your breath wherever it happens to go. With your next inhale, keep the body here and turn just the head. Peek around gently. Exhale, look back. Inhaling, turning to look. Exhaling back. One more time. Unwinding, come back to center, even yourself out. We're going to do a movement now that's really nice to release the tension most of us tend to hold in our shoulders. So I'd like you to look toward the right. Inhale, tip your nose up as you lift your shoulder into the back of your head. Feel the squeeze. Exhale, look down, stretch your shoulder down. Inhale, tip the nose up, squeeze the shoulder into the back of the head. Exhale, look down, stretch your shoulder down. One more time. Inhale, tip the nose, squeeze the shoulder. Exhale, let it go. And then come up to center, and we'll look to the other side. So looking left, inhale, tip your nose up, lift that shoulder, squeeze it to the back of the head. Feel the squeeze. Exhale. Tip your nose down, stretch that shoulder down. Inhale, tip the nose up, squeeze. Exhale, feel the release. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Float the head up. Let's turn back to center. And then just roll the shoulders a couple of times. All right. You can turn the head side to side a couple of times as well if that feels like a release for you. And then coming through center, we're going to scoot more toward the front of the chair. We want to have the ability to move the legs, but we want to be sturdy as well. No slipping off the end of the chair, please. Coming into a movement I call footsteps. I like this movement because it helps strengthen the core, some leg muscles, but it's also a pattern to follow. So it's a great kind of brain game. So we're up at the front of the chair. We're going to step out, out, in, in. Pull your belly in, out, out, in, in. Keep going. Lift the knee. We want to begin the movement almost like marionettes. Out, out, in, out, out. Keep your belly pulled in, out, out, in. Couple more times. We're just going to work a little bit here, get the heart rate up a little bit. Did you know that anything that's good for your heart is good for your brain? One of the reasons why exercising is so important. Couple more, keep this belly pulled in. Next time we step out, out, keep it. Adjust yourself. so that you're sturdy but able to comfortably sit with your feet wider. We're going to move into a seated windmill twist. So let's keep the right knee bent and stretch out the left leg, flex the foot. Inhaling, roll open with that left arm. Feel a stretch or a sensation. Exhale, you're going to thread the hand through underneath that bent knee. If that doesn't feel safe, just bring your hands to touch your knee. Inhale, roll open. Exhale, thread through or touch. Inhale. Exhale, we've got two more. Inhaling. Belly's still drawn in here, by the way. Exhale. One more. This time when you inhale and roll open, hold that. Feel the stretch. Feel the muscles in the arm, the shoulder, the front of the chest. Take another breath in. Exhale, either thread through or touch the inside of your knee and hold that. What do you feel? Where do you feel it? All right, one more inhale, roll open. Exhale, bend that left knee. And now we'll straighten out the right leg. Same movement, same attention to our felt sense. Inhale, roll open. Ooh, I feel tight on this side. Exhale, thread through or just touch the inside of the knee. Inhale and exhale. Notice what you feel. Big stretch. Exhale, nice twist. I think we have two more. Let's do two more. Keep your belly pulled in. Last one, inhale and exhale. All right, roll back open, reach up, hold, breathe. Feel your arm muscles, your shoulder, your chest. I really feel it in my ribs on this side. Take a breath in. Exhale, thread through or touch the inside of the knee. Breathe and feel. And then we'll inhale up once more, big stretch. And then bend that right knee, bring your hand to your thigh. Take a breath in through the nose, cocky breath out. All right, feet are going to come back to hip width. And we're going to stretch the right leg straight out in front of us. Foot's flexed. We're going to pull the belly in here. We're going to do a little work on this thigh. So inhaling here. Exhale, float your heel from the floor as high as works. Inhale, step it back down. Exhale, lift, belly still pulled in. Inhale. Let's do three more. Exhale and inhale. Last one. Exhale, lift. Inhale, step it down. Let's pull that foot back in. We'll do a little in and out with the knees. I always smile when I do this because my senior students like to always say, "That's the Charleston." All right, come still. Stretch out through that left leg, foot's flexed. Belly button's pulled in. We've got our corset tightened. Inhaling here. Exhale and lift. Inhale and exhale. We've got three more. For me, I feel a lot across the top of my thigh, so notice what you feel. Last one. And then pull that foot in. Heel and toe a little wider. And now we'll really go for the Charleston. So knees in and out. This is a nice range of motion movement for your hip joints. You also get some in your ankles and your knees. All right, let's go ahead and come still. We will bring those feet back in. And now we're going to stretch the hamstrings a little. So right leg's going to straighten back out, foot's flexed. Here I'd like you to be Especially careful not to lock back into your knee joint. It's better to keep a little micro bend instead. So we're going to place hands to the bent knee. Excuse me. You can take a breath in. You might already feel a stretch. If you don't, you can hinge at the hip, flat back. I'm going to turn so you can see what I mean by that. So there's always a tendency to do this, and that doesn't help anything out, especially our posture. So when I say hinge with a flat lifted back, we're going to keep that back nice and straight and hinge at the hip. Couple more breaths. Notice what you feel. You could breathe your belly towards your leg here, practicing that full body breath. Let's have one more breath in and out. And then coming up, we will trade legs. Again, being mindful of the knee, try not to lock back in that joint. Keep a tiny, tiny little bend there instead. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, hinge in, flat lifted back if you need a little bit more of a stretch. And then let's really focus that breath. Full body breaths, breathing your belly towards your leg. If that feels difficult, just notice where you feel a stretch. Couple more breaths. Tight hamstrings lend all kinds of issues to back pain and hip pain. All right, let's go ahead and come up. Bring that foot in. Go a little bit wider with the feet. We'll do one more little in and out. Oh, here comes Boomer. Hi, Boomer. Come over here and sit down. Sit. We're going to do something called toe lifts. You're going to lift up onto your toes and then just set your heels back down. You could inhale as you lift and exhale, set. This you might start noticing works the calf muscles. And it's a nice movement for the muscles in the feet too. Inhale and exhale. Next time we inhale and come up on the toes, step just a little bit wider, and then we're going to let the knees go the same direction. Pull your belly in. Little windshield wiper knees here. It's a little bit more for the hips. The low back gets a little bit of a little twisty stretch. All right. Come back up and step your feet back in. Let's take a breath in through the nose, cocky breath out. Next is our hip stretch, our figure four. So we'll cross the right ankle. So if this is difficult for you, you could use a little footstool or a stack of cushions to put your foot on instead. Wherever you have this foot, whether it's across or on something in front of you, flex the foot, have this left knee lined up with the left shoulder. Sit up tall as you can, pull your belly in, and maybe a little gentle pull on your shin just to help keep that nice lifted long back. And then breathe. Full body breaths. You can again imagine breathing your belly towards your legs. You can always hinge in a little with that flat lifted back if you need more of a stretch here. And remember, hunching and bringing the forehead closer doesn't do anything. That hinge at the hip, leaning a flat back in, will get you a much more effective stretch. Feel your stretch. I always feel it in my outer hip. I have a lot of clients and students that report feeling it in the inner thigh. Notice what you feel, really bring your mind to it. Let's have one more breath in and out. And then we'll come up and release. You could do a little half Charleston here if you want to let that go. And then we'll trade sides. Crossing that left ankle, flexing the foot, lining that right knee up with the right shoulder. Foot could be here, it could be on something in front of you. Another option is sliding that bent knee foot forward to lower the thigh. Sit up, little gentle pull on that shin, lengthen up, lift your heart, breathe your belly towards your legs, full body breath. And again, if that feels difficult to focus that breath, just really pay attention to where you feel your stretches and your sensations, or both. Couple of more breaths. Send them low, send them full. Let's have one more breath in and out. And then we'll uncross. You could either do your little windshield wiper knees or your Charleston. And then we're going to sit back. You can use the support of the chair here. Close your eyes. Let's use 3 cocky exhalations, our bird's beak straw breath exhale. And then let your breath go. Let it return to a natural rhythm. And bring your attention to your face. Soften your brow and the space between your eyes. Feel lips together, teeth apart to soften your jaw. With your next natural breath out, let your shoulders soften down from your ears. Bring your attention to where your back, feet, and legs touch the chair. And with your next natural breath out, let those areas sit in a little heavier. Feeling where your hands touch your legs. Take that attention down through the knees and your lower legs into your ankles and feet. And with your next natural breath out, let those areas sit in a little heavier. Feel your belly soft. Find some ease through your chest. And for the next few breaths, with each of those natural breaths out, invite your whole body to sit in, to sink in, to settle, to soften just a little bit more. Stay here as long as you like. From here, we're ready to move into our Yoga Nidra.